Online.
Hare Krishna. So we are very pleased to have Dr. Satya Prakash Verma ji with us. He is the CEO of Nanoverse Biomaterials Private Limited, author of Cowism, book called Cowism, and he's a nanotechnologist basically who has done two PhDs, one from IIT Bombay, one from IIT Bombay, and another one from Florida. And he has done BTech again in chemical engineering from IIT Bombay. Sir came into limelight. How I got to know him and how Sir came into limelight was when he processed cow dung and valorized it up to 8,000 rupees per kg by extracting futuristic novel biomaterial called nanocellulose at commercial scale. So it's very difficult to give a small introduction about him. So I'll just quickly go through what all wonderful things he has done. First of all, he has developed green fuel by ruminant biomass waste as per NGT and industrial boiler standards. He has produced superior grade activated nanocarbon using agriculture biomass waste using thermochemical pyrolysis by nanocatalyst at commercial scale. He has produced nano biofertilizer by ruminant biowaste of cows to convert sand, that is desert, into virgin organic fertile agriculture land, that is VFOL. He has produced the innovative organic paint solutions by using ruminant biowaste of cow by nanotechnology at commercial scale. He has produced nano yarn or nano fabric, nano textile by again ruminant biomass waste of cows. He has produced nano composites of glass, metal, ceramics, and leather using alpha nanocellulose extracted from cow dung. And he has also developed a process, product, and sustainable integrated business model to make Gaushalas Atmanirbhar. That is, earn higher revenue for better prevention, protection, and preservation of Gomata. So today we will be discussing about what is an ideal Gaushala according to Sir after having so many years invested, more than 20 years in this field. He has come up with Godhan Samriddhi Kendra, which is basically an integrated scientific complex for sustainable income, high green, high nutrient fodder by hydroponics and azola, soil health lab, and green energy by gobar gas. This has been appreciated by Mahant Shri Yogi Adityanath Ji, Honorable CM of Uttar Pradesh. So I invite you, sir, to please enlighten us.
Hare Krishna to everyone. Jai Gomata. First of all, what should be the language of communication? It should be pure English, pure Hindi, or mixed one?
Last time also we had the same question Prabhuji had asked. Today he is not able to join. He's with somebody who's having cancer, he said. So Sadip Prabhu asked the same question and everybody agreed for English to be okay. I think that should work today also.
Okay, perfect. See, whatever ma'am has explained about me, her generosity, I accept everything with a great humility because we all are blessed by Lord Krishna. We are here on the earth for him, because of him. So whatever we try to do is basically our small, initiatives, efforts to fulfill his cause. So if we are here on the earth because of him, for him, then we should try to understand the cause. For what cause he was here, and basically what messages he wanted to convey to us. If you be in line with that, the life is very simple. It's a girl finish. Uh, Similarly, by destiny, I was fallen into the similar line. Being an engineering student from IIT Bombay, chemical engineering, I landed to study the subject ruminant biowaste. In general language, we call it the cow dung. So I landed to understand this subject, and then I continued it. And today I am here after long years of research-based studies, then commercial, then business model, then scaling up, and so on. What I'm going to tell you, nothing new. You all are into the cow ecosystem, Gaushala ecosystem for many, many years. Some of them, some of you, maybe in this cow ecosystem and Gaushala ecosystem before I was born. तो गौ सेवा में या गौशाला में मैं आपसे ज्यादा नहीं जान सकता हूँ. I just try to focus on few things. One, our base is our dharma. So is there something which can really inspire us? When I say us, basically the present generation and the future one. Because the way old people or the generation before us see Gai, Gaumata, Krishna, Gaushala is a different aspect, even in the spiritual way. But the current generation and the future one, how they will see it, we need to find out the mechanism so that they can not just uh, accept it but adapt it. Second one was basically scientific intervention. How we can make this ecosystem, this cow ecosystem or the Goshala ecosystem more scientific. Because until unless the things are scientifically proven, scientifically tested, validated, is standardized, characterized, it's very difficult for any consumer to accept the product. When we have the scientific backup with that, it's easy to accept in any form of use. So, how to bring this cow ecosystem with the cow science? And the third one, science or dharma without earth in today's era is does not make much sense for the people, most of the people. So, how to make it, how to connect it with earth, business, economy? And that is how I started thinking. I did some experiments, not by developing the product, but by the processes, the business models, and how to bring this cow economy subject as the center arena of the government to the policymakers, to the Gaushala owners, to the common people who are basically in great love with cow and they are looking for some solutions. So, with this background, I'll just start my today's discussion. If ma'am can start the presentation which I shared with her, गौशाला को आत्मनिर्भर बनाना है. This is basically the subject, the problem, and everybody is looking for any sustainable solution of it. I wish to present a small model of it. गौशाला से प्रयोगशाला. First, we took one small initiative. Let's change the perspective first. Gaushala should be called what? Prayogshala is what? Is it an academic subject? If it's an academic subject, what it is doing with Gaushala? So we try to change the narrative. Uh, in the next slide, I'm going to put some challenges. these are the challenges we are facing in our Gaushala. पैसे नहीं हैं, गौशालाओं की हालत बहुत खराब है, दान पर चलती हैं. If I ask anybody what are the challenges, people will list down 100 of the challenges. But according to me, there are four major challenges. One is our attitude. What is our attitude? मैं गोपाल हूं. मैं गोपाल हूं से हम क्या सोचते हैं? कृष्ण भी गोपाल थे, इसलिए हम भी गोपाल हैं. कृष्ण भी गाय पालते थे, इसलिए हम भी गाय पालते हैं. तो जब हम कहते हैं कि मैं गोपाल हूं, मैं गाय को पालता हूं, व्हाट इज अवर एटीट्यूड इन इट? एरोगेंस, घमंड दिखता है हमारा कि मैं गाय को पाल रहा हूं. और जब हम इस एटीट्यूड के साथ गाय के इकोसिस्टम में व्हाट एवर वी ट्राइंग टू डू बेसिकली गोज रॉन्ग, बिकॉज रॉन्ग एटीट्यूड लीड्स टू द रॉन्ग अप्रोच. मैं गाय को पालता हूं, व्हाट विल बी अवर अप्रोच?
Cosa de la tuya, yo te
सॉरी,
puedo. Porque si no me han vuelto.
एनी क्वेश्चन? So when we come with the attitude, मैं गाय पालता हूं, मैं गोपाल हूं, our approach becomes we are trying to sustain cow. We are trying to get more income for it. We are getting the from the government or from donations, but हम गाय को पालने की कोशिश करने लगते हैं. That becomes our approach. And what path we follow for that? As I told you, donations, other things. We request people to adopt it. And what is the goal? Wrong path never lead to the right goal. We are not able to achieve our goal of the Gau Mata, Rashtra Mata. Everybody loving cow. Everybody is, coming up forward in the protection of the cow. Cow is not being protected, going to the slaughterhouse. None of our goal is being fulfilled. The reason is very simple. Our attitude was wrong. It was taken from the our Sanatan Dharma, but the meaning was wrong. In the next slide, I believe the solution is something else. The solution is मैं गोपाल हूं क्योंकि गाय मुझे पालती है. We just need to change the attitude first. Rest all is secondary. When we say कि गाय मुझे पालती है, Krishna was very happy to be called Gopal, Gopal, Gopal. Why? Because he was lucky enough कि गाय उनको पालती थी. And that was the reason of samruddhi. That was the reason of prosperity of that particular land. जब हम इस एटीट्यूड के साथ आगे बढ़ते हैं, it gives us the gratitude. Gratitude towards an animal, which is so important not only for the human being but for the environment, for the economy, for the entire srishti. It gives you the height of the gratitude. So first we need to change our approach. Now, idea is why. Why we should show our gratitude to the cow. Then our problem statement will be very clear. Then it will be easy to explain to the new generation, to the old generation, to everybody. Cow is basically creation of wealth. Wealth is not for the monetary only. It's spiritual wealth, environmental wealth, economical wealth, entire samruddhi. And गाय, ग प्लस आय. ग का मतलब होता है संस्कृत में गम धातु से आता है आय का आना. आय का मतलब होता है आना और ग का मतलब होता है गतिमान, यानी एक गति बने रहना. That is गाय. And the Cowism is basically a philosophy, political, social, economical, for creation of wealth by the cow ecosystem. It defines our goals clearly then. हम गाय की निस्वार्थ समृद्धि कारक वृत्ति, that means selfless, cow is here on the earth to create a prosperity, to give the prosperity, selflessness, automatically people will start loving it and we will get our all the goals. Next slide, please. Now, does this solution really work or is just a philosophical idea which I gave you कि गाय को अगर आप अलग तरीके से define कर देंगे तो शायद कुछ हो जाएगा क्या? Because ultimately I know everybody is waiting here to understand the economy out of it. मुद्दे की बात पे आइए. Yes, it will give you the real solution because when we think in this direction, then we will try to find out the reasons of being gratitude. It gives us the right direction to think root cause analysis. Problem kahan par hai? We will start looking the Gaushalas in a different manner. We will start looking cow in a different manner. Now we are going to, for 1 hour, we are going to see the cow, not as a subject of mercy or pity. For 1 hour, we will be in a mercy situation, not the cow. Cow is here to give us, and we are the takers. So that will be the change of our attitude in this next 1 hour. Next slide, please. We have to make a balance between our spiritual emotions and the commercial practical approach. We have to see the cow in middle of it somewhere. You see here, Gaudhan Samruddhi Kendra. What does this Gaudhan mean? Next to next slide. Next slide, please. Gaudhan Samruddhi Kendra. It's just a name. Is it something different with it? Here, we redefine Gaumata as Gaudhan and Gaushala as Gaudhan Samruddhi Kendra. When we say Gaudhan, basically, it shows the economic and the, a materialistic subject. We see the cow as a materialistic one. ये हमें धन दे रही है. धन मतलब क्या दे रही है, क्यों दे रही है, कैसे दे रही है? You start with several questions, 1,000 questions in your mind. And once the question arises in your mind, then you are on a right track because then you will be looking for the answers of it. But when we simply say it's Gau Mata, stop, no question. Because Mata is Mata ultimately. It's an eternal one. There's no question. But when we call it Gau Dhan, then there are so many questions. And those answers are the solution of our problem. Gaushala. When we say Gaushala, basically it's a place for old, nirashit guy. We don't see any positiveness over there. वहां पर एक दया दिखती है. गायों को, बहुत सारी गायों को वहां बंद कर दिया गया है. कुछ गौशालाएं हैं जो बेसिकली बहुत प्रॉस्पेरिटी में काम करती हैं. वो अपना सब कुछ लगाती हैं. वहां की गायें खुश दिखती हैं. But 95% गौशालाज, they are like the old age homes. When you go, you don't see the positiveness. You see the faces of the cow and you feel so pity about it. You feel mercy about that. We need to change the scenario. Gaudhan Samruddhi Kendra. It will give the Samruddhi to our Gaudhan, and that Gaudhan will give the Samruddhi to the caretakers, to the owners. That's why we just try to redefine it. Ma'am, the previous slide, please. Slide number 6. Now come to the point. Gaushala problem. What are the real problems we face in any Gaushala? The first is cash in hand. Whatever money we get, either from the donations or from the government support. Because Gaushala is not considered to generate some revenue, some cash. So if Gaushala is able to generate some of the cash, small, big, or moderate amount, that is a different aspect. But if the Gaushala starts generating some cash, then it can easily do their operations without depending on the government or the donors. Because cash in hand depends on the cash flow. If I need the money today, money should be there today only. Because cows cannot wait for their chara or their taking care for 1 week. We don't know when the next donor will turn out. So the most important thing is cash in hand. Gaushala should be able to generate some cash. Second, this cash for what? The operations. And the major thing is order. In our Gaushalas, basically, it all depend on your donations and all. The most important thing is order, but highly nutrient one. जितनी भी निराश्रित गायों वाली गौशाला होती है वहां पर फॉडर के नाम पे वी गेट द ड्राई फॉडर but not the nutrient, not about the green rich fodder. And because of that, even if some gaushalas are able to get it, it's very expensive. Loading, offloading, depend on the season. So the major problem another is high nutrient green fodder. The third major problem in gaushala is the cow management system. The number of cows are increasing, the number of cow dung produced every day is increasing, and we don't know what to do with it because it is taking the space, it is taking the manpower, and it is creating some other problems as well if there are space constraints or the fund constraints, and we don't even know what to do with it. The next problem in Gaushalas is basically the social engagement. We want people to connect with the Gaushalas. We want to connect people with Gaumata. But people think, oh, they are trying to connect us just for the donation. Yes, donations are necessary because with that money only we are trying to run these Gaushalas, trying to provide the best facilities for the cows. But we need to change the narrative for these people because we have to understand that people has some limitations. So we have to give them something in real, something big against whatever their contribution is. So social engagement is another a big subject for us. And most important is we should not just depend on society for the donations. We have to understand that these people are our buyers also. So why they will be connected to us? We have to provide them the best products. What are they buying? At what prices they are buying? We have to motivate them to buy the products from this cow ecosystem. So if we solve these 5 problems, that means at some level our Gaushalas will become a Samruddhi Kendra. Next slide, please. In this Mahant Avedanath Gaudhan Samriddhi Kendra, it was our experiment in UP, and we tried to develop a scientific integrated complex where we are not talking about Gaushala, we are not talking about गाय को सेवा करना, भूसा करना, वो सब नहीं. We are trying to develop some new technologies over here. The first target was cash in hand. Make a product which can be sold immediately or which has some buyback agreements, which has the scientific validation, which has a huge market. So first product we choose is the Panchgavya based liquid fermented microbial biostimulant production unit. We developed this process and it was inspired by our Vriksha Ayurveda. We try to keep this scientific, verified, authentic, proprietary SOP for this. We did the plant setup, training, operations, and we ensured the buyback as well. So that Gaushala should not start looking for the buyers. Because the problem is, whatever initiative or innovation Gaushalas does, because of some expert, they failed for three reasons. Number one expert come, introduce you with some technology, with some machine, with some equipment, inspire you to install that Gaushala, take the courage, install that system, equipment, machinery, whatever it is, as per expert advice. They spend huge money on it, and after that, the expert goes off. He simply just ran away. Then he is talking to another Gaushala for setup. The problem is hand holding support. Maybe as a nanotechnology, I can make something good, but the Gaushala within their own resources, whether it's manpower resources, technical resources, or other things, are these Gaushala able to run the same system with the same efficiency? So the hand holding support from the experts are missing completely. They think हमने system बता दिया, हमने install कर दिया, our job is done. And that is one of the major failure of any good or bad technologies installed in the Gaushalas suggested by the experts. Second, even if the Gaushalas are able to make the products, are the Gaushalas capable enough or audible?
Yes, sir, now you're audible.
Sometimes Gaushalas are not capable enough to market those. Because so if making the product but not able to sell, then it will not reach to its viability, its feasibility will fail. So we try to ensure that the plant is set up, training is given to the local staff. SOPs are prepared in such a way that the that Gaushala should be have to operate the plant if the Gaushala is not able to run the plant. Whatever product is made, we have to ensure that 100% quantity is sold. So we give a buyback assurance for 5 years. So whatever Gaushala will produce, it will be sold on day one. With this model, Gaushalas get an assurance. Over the period, they learn the process, they get the market, they get the marketing confidence, and slowly they develop their own market. But for 5 years at least, we ensure that we are there for them as a hand holding partner, as a buyer. We try to develop a small models of it, 100 liter per day, 300 liter per day, or maximum 500 liter per day. We try to ensure the uniform quality assurance and quality control, uniform branding, uniform marketing. In this particular product, we are giving net profit to Gaushala as 25 rupees per liter. Say for example, 100 liter per day capacity, that means they are producing 3000 liters per month. So whatever the cost, whatever it is, the Gaushala will get net 75,000 rupees per month as their net profit. Plus, whatever the selling of cow dung and the cow urine, they will get addition to it. Shelf life of this product is approximately 9 to 12 months with the seaworthy package, because this particular material is going to cross the seas and reach Middle East and the US market. This is affordable and scalable biostimulant to condition the soil health. What was the idea? Idea of this using this particular Panchagava based LFM is that Gaushalas are getting the cash in hand for a product which is having a market, which is having a set buyer, which is having a assured buyback. So this particular product in our Godhan Samruddhi Kendra give the cash to the Gaushalas. Next, please. Next one was the fodder problem. We all have heard about the hydroponic. We see so many videos, fancy videos, YouTube and this and that. Some people says hydroponic, it's a game changer and all. Yes, it is. But there are so many glitches in it. If we just try to simplify this particular phenomenon of hydroponics, then it is one of a game changer for every Gaushala. In this particular center, 500 square feet, we are able to generate 20 tons of green fodder in a month. But what we try to do here, because we all know if you start going the if you are going to do the calculation of setting up the hydroponic for say 40 tray or 80 tray, you will know that it's very expensive setup. Yes, it is. And that's why we try to make it more economical and more concept for the social engagement. You know what we did? We tried to build the racks and everything by ourselves, and we just set put the uh, 80 trays, yani, two racks by our own cost. People don't know what type of seeds to use. They try to get the best seeds. We says no. Hydroponics says that the seed should be germinated and should be having enough energy to grow for 7 to 8 days. That is the basic philosophy of any hydroponic. So you don't need very high quality seeds for that. Try to get the low quality seeds for hydroponic, which will be hardly 10 rupees per kg. And if the Gaushala have a good land, try to grow it and store the seeds. If your price of the seed is controlled, then the cost of your hydroponic will be very, very less. Secondly, the installation and all these things. What we said, we put a price for one rack and the one tray as well. 2,100 rupees for one tray. And we try to develop a leadership board over there. Anybody who's coming to Gaushala, we are showing them the importance of this hydroponics. We put the posters, banners, what is hydroponic, how it is beneficial for these Nirashrit Gaus. And we ask them, if you are coming here to put the green fodder or Gau Seva, Chara Seva, then do one thing instead of that, you adopt this one tray. One tray will be able to give approximately 1 kg of green fodder every day. That means if one bhakt come and take one tray as a donation, as a as a adopt, then he is able to give Chara Seva for the entire life in just 2,100 rupees. Idea was we want to connected him. We want him to feel every day that in the name of his family, 1 kg green fodder is being served to the Gaumata every day. We are taking their pictures. We are putting it on the website. We are putting a leadership board over there. And it gives a feel of satisfaction that every day somewhere our Gauchara Seva is being done, and this way we try to develop our more racks and the more trees for hydroponic. Similarly, we try to teach the Azola farming because it's almost free of cost. If you feed 3 kg, 4 kg of normal green fodder, and if you feed only 1 kg of hydroponic plus 100 gram of Azola, your Gaumata will be very happy. It is highly nutrient, fresh, low cost, low land, low manpower. And if you are able to put the solar on it, then the best choice. So this is how we try to connect people with the high-end technology of green fodder, and we try to get the social engagement as well. Here the major advantage was green fodder, that too is highly nutrient, available round the year, number one. Number two, logistic, transportation, warehousing, loading, offloading, these are the major savings for the Gaushalas. So saving is also a sort of earning for the Gaushala. Next slide, please. Then most of the Gaushalas, they have the gobar gas, but every Gaushala is trying to go for CBG plant. Let me tell you one thing. In case of CBG, basically the capex is very high. Instead of that, if you go for the normal gobar gas plant with the so many good design, and try to convert that gobar gas into energy, electricity. Don't keep it as a gas only for the domestic use, or try to go for compressed biogas and high purifications and all. Go with the energy production, electricity. This electricity production unit will be at a very low capex, and the best part is this electricity will be, used within your own Gaushala to run the various operations. Number two, the LFM which we are producing here, if we add the small LFM during the process production only into this gobar gas plant, the microbial counts are so high that it will enhance our gobar gas production. Because gobar gas, the problem is the yield of the methane is very low. But this small LFM addition increase it drastically. So you will be getting sufficient gas to produce the electricity. In this particular Gaudam Samriddhi Kendra, we are producing 10 kilowatt of the power every day. Now, whatever slurry will be coming from the gobar gas plant, the liquid of it will be processed in this LFM plant and sold as a low cost LFM to the farmers, because it is our additional product. And whatever solid waste is coming out from this gobar gas plant as well as from our LFM plant, the both are converted into the granular organic fertilizers, and again sold at a low margin, low value organic fertilizers. What is special here? Whenever any Gaushala try to make the organic fertilizer, they are trying to sell it at the higher prices because they consider it as a main product. Here, we are getting anyway a cash in hand by the LFM, which is a high-end product. So we are not depending on the organic manure of the gobar gas or the liquid manure of the gobar gas. So we get the good buyers, which are the low-end farmers. Which are looking for the low value organic and the organic solid and liquid manure. Next, please. Now, how to educate our people. The three changes which I showed here, these are more scientific, more economical, because we are able to see cow ecosystem in the form of cow science. जो हमने हाइड्रोपोनिक्स के लो कॉस्ट मॉडल्स बनाए, एनर्जी के बनाए, एलएफएम के बनाए, because we are able to redefine the cow science as cow science 1.0, 2.0, and 3.0. If our Gaushalas are able to understand this, if ICC can promote this Gau Vigyan, a pure science, not only for our uh, illiterate or illiterate, cow rearers, illiterate farmers, but to the IITs, the startups, every should be connected with this cow science. This cow science 1.0 is basically turning the shape of the cow dung. Whether you make the handicrafts, artifacts, or convert it into the biogas. Still here, this is cow science 1.0, which is the simplest version of the cow science, where you do make some small formulation and change the shape of the cow dung. Cow science 2.0 is more sophisticated version of the cow science, where we are producing the nano biomaterials, where we are connecting our ruminant biowaste cow dung to the pharma industry, to the DRDO, to the defense, to the textile industry, paper industry, cement, ceramic, and so many others. And the cow science 3.0 is basically a well redefined structure for our futuristic carbon credits. Because in India, every day we produce approximately 100 million metric ton cow dung, which release approximately 10 million ton of the methane, and we are not accounting for it. We are not documenting it because we do not have the uh, scientific disposal management system for this cow dung. With the whatever small production units, small entrepreneurship units for the cow Vigyan 1.0, whether making the articles, whether making the LFM, whether making the nanocellulose, if we create the data, if we create the businesses, then every day we can give the data that this much of the cow dung is being scientifically utilized under these SOPs, converted into these products and sold to the market. Then we are able to create the $1 million of the carbon credit from Gau Vigyan 3.0. And that is our initiative to create a scientific encyclopedia by the name of Gawad, where we try to confluence the Sanatan science and sustainability, so that everybody, whether he is a student, she is a student, or he is an entrepreneur, she is an entrepreneur, or to be an entrepreneur, they are able to make some good products and sell them to the market. Here, we also try to teach the uh, marketing of the cow products, because this is something where we are see a big gap. We know how to make the product, but in our cow ecosystem, people are lacking how to sell the product. People think that we will decorate our packaging, we will make it more shiny, it will be a good product. No, we have to understand the customer's requirement. And in this Gawad, in this Gav Vigyan, we are trying to teach separately to everybody how to market the product. Next, please. So this is all from our side. This Gawad, IITs, IM, startups, policymakers, they all are understanding this book. They are going through this book. And this book is the initiative for UP. In Uttar Pradesh, we started with this book. We started with this one Godhan Samruddhi Kendra. Now, four Godhan Samruddhi Kendra are already established, being recognized by Yogi ji. And one of the major nanocellulose plant, which is going to use almost 5 ton of the raw cow dung every day, is coming up over there. So, with this statement, I will close my discussion today. That first, change your perspective. Number two, understand the commercial aspect of it. Try to be more scientific, more customer oriented products. Whatever I have showed here, the Godhan Samruddhi Kendra, you see, it's a new concept and it is going hand on hand with the entire system: LFM plant, hydroponic, Gaushala farming, and the gobar gas plant with energy production. This integrated complex is being set up entire country now. Even Maharashtra has started, UP has started. So Gaushalas can start with this concept and attack on the various problem by one single solution. Thank you, and I'll be open to take all any of your questions, please.
Thank you so much, Dr. Satya Prakash ji. It was very great session and learned a lot of things myself. I didn't know about, first of all, you've been able to socially engage people. That was very, very wonderful. And the buyback that you mentioned, that also, I think these things are really innovative and they help Goshalas become self-sustainable. So we'll now take up some questions. Adipurusha ji has the hand raised. Please unmute yourself and ask the question.
Yeah. So thank you, Dr. Satya Prakash ji, for your like wonderful presentation. It was very nice to learn like how you are like scientifically including the Goshala, turning a Goshala into a Prayogshala, not as an experimental house, but rather where we can produce some good for the society in terms of medicines and like other products that you mentioned. So my question is, let's say we are in a small center, we have like around 20 to 40 cows. So where should we start from? Because we have the our task of like expanding the mission of Lord Krishna, preaching the message of Gita, Bhagavad Gita to all, and with that we want to do cow not protection but Govardhan we call it. We want to expand a cow, Goshala. So how, being in a small center with limited manpower, what should be the next step towards it?
Uh, Thank you, Prabhuji, for your question. Uh, See, that is one aspect that Gaushalas have. Most of the Gaushalas or most of the Gaubhaks, they have the small quantity of the Gauvan. So because of that, they feel that we are not in a position to create lot of waste and how to start. Let me tell you, even I will share some of the technical sheets with Shivali ji for this LFM. You will be surprised that to make this 50 liter of per day of this LFM, you need only 7 kg of the cow dung and the 10 to 15 liters of the cow urine. Idea is number does not matter. Even if you make the 50 liter per day, you should be able to make it that buyer should be ready for it to buy. So you can start with such small products, and because you are working on the Krishna mission, so your responsibility becomes much higher. Like what I told you, as a Krishna mission, we all call it Gopal. So if you people go to the go to the society and tell them the right meaning of the Gopal and make them understood that you should be happy. I'm proud of to be called as a Gopal because Gai mujhe palti hai. This single line narration is basically a game changer. and which you should take forward, I believe. Secondly, plant agar lagana ho, plant you can put any 3 liter, 100 liter elephant plants you can put up. These are not costing much, hardly 10 lakh, 12 lakh or 20 lakh based on the capacity. I will share it with you. And there is a government scheme called PMEGP, Pradhan Mantri Employment Generation Program, which gives approximately 35% subsidy. So with this 35% subsidy, 15% of own capital, the loan amount becomes much lesser, which you can easily pay back because your product is 100% sold on the day one. So with those small initiatives, you can start your plan. And I will also appreciate Prabhuji if you can just go through this book Goa and tell the people the correct aspect of it. Because गोपाल का सही मतलब हुआ गाय पालती है जिसे, न कि गाय को पालता है जो। क्योंकि हमारी जो वैदिक संस्कृति का अगर आप पाणिनि से पहले का अगर आप संस्कृत विग्रह करेंगे ना तो वो हमें यही कहता है। गोवर्धन भी इसलिए गोवर्धन नहीं है कि वो पर्वत बड़ा विशाल है, गाय का वर्धन करता है जो, वो अपनी औषधियों से अपने वृक्षों से इतना समृद्ध है कि गाय जब वहां चरने जाती थी उसकी समृद्धि होती थी, ऐसा दूध और ऐसा घी और ऐसा दही मिलता था, ऐसा मक्खन मिलता था, इसलिए गोवर्धन महाराज की पूजा होती है। तो ये एस्पेक्ट आप अपने मिशन में अगर जोड़ पाएंगे और लोगों को आम भाषा में समझा पाएंगे, आई थिंक इट विल बी अ ग्रेट इनिशिएटिव कि लोगों को हमें गाय के प्रति ग्रेटिट्यूड दिखाना है, घमंडी नहीं बनना है कि हम गाय पालते हैं, हम गाय पाल ही नहीं सकते हैं, हम उतने काबिल हैं ही नहीं।
So for the like the training aspect, like how we should like where should we start from the training aspect? Because लोगों को हमें ट्रेन भी करना होगा कि आप यहाँ पे जाइए, यहाँ पे इतने दिन का ट्रेनिंग कोर्स होगा।
अगर आप अपना डालना चाहते हैं तो वहां हम ट्रेनिंग करवा देंगे, और अगर किसी को ट्रेनिंग लेनी हो तो यूपी में पीलीभीत में जहां हमने कुछ एक प्लांट्स अभी एस्टेब्लिश किए हैं, वहां आकर लोग ट्रेनिंग भी ले सकते हैं, देख भी सकते हैं, समझ भी सकते हैं, और जब उनको उचित लगे उसके बाद वो उस पर आगे बढ़ सकते हैं।
ओके, ठीक है, थैंक यू।
सर वो पीलीभीत की वीडियो दिखानी है क्या?
हाँ, अगर क्वेश्चन नहीं हो किसी के तो वो दिखा दीजिए, क्वेश्चन हो तो पहले वो ले लेते हैं।
जी जी जी। एनी मोर क्वेश्चंस? एक और क्वेश्चन आया है, MIA3, प्लीज अपना क्वेश्चन पूछिए।
Hare Krishna, Bhagavi Namo Pranam. Myself Ajay Yadav from ISKCON Chandigarh Project. So I recently started working on mother cow project to serve mother cow. So Project, my question is कि I want to make my conviction and make myself aware. So what literature I could follow means I am not able to find any literature which specifically give me the content to glorify mother cow or to get the more information like how the mother cow is important for Vedic living and in specifically in the bhakti aspect. In Srila Prabhupada's book, some of the points come in the purpose, but is there any book dedicated for the Vaishnava in which mother cow is glorified? So I want to ask this.
In that case, certainly I'll be in a position to help. There is a book which is written by me only, Gawad in
Yes, sir.
Hindi, and in English it is Cowism, the Confluence of Sanatan Science and Sustainability. It is written as an encyclopedia about the cow and the cow ecosystem, and
Yes, sir.
it is being taught. It is being taught in some of the engineering college as well. It is written pure scientifically. Whatever research so far done,
Yes, sir.
practically executable is mentioned in this particular book, and you can refer it, and this will definitely help you to identify some of the products and processes which you can start immediately. So that book you can start with.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I couldn't get the name. Can I write Prabhuji?
Shivali ji mentioned the name of the book in the text box. She will mention it, and my number will also be shared. You can just text me, and I will arrange to send the book for you.
Yes, yes. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji. This is my coin. Thank you very much, Prabhuji.
Any other questions?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Rajiv Prabhu, yeah, please.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for a wonderful class. Prabhuji, just एक क्वेश्चन था कि जैसे आपने अजोला के बारे में बताया, बट जैसे नॉर्मल जो हरा चारा होता है तो गाय उसको खाने में ज्यादा इंटरेस्टेड रहती है, बट अजोला जो होता है उसमें थोड़ा स्मेल भी रहता है और गाय उतने अच्छे से उसको खाती भी नहीं है, तो उसके लिए क्या कर सकते हैं प्रभु जी? एंड माय सेकंड क्वेश्चन, टेक्स्ट में मिल जाए रिगार्डिंग बायोगैस प्लांट के लिए, ये कहाँ से कुछ कंपनियां हैं जो जैसे लगाती है, तो फिर हम इजीली उनको कांटेक्ट करके अपने यहाँ भी करवा सकते हैं। थैंक यू प्रभु जी।
ये जो आपका अजोला को लेके सवाल था बिल्कुल सही है। इसीलिए आपने अगर प्रेजेंटेशन सुना हो तो हमने कहा था कि गाय को सिर्फ अगर आपने 100 ग्राम अजोला भी प्रतिदिन खिला दिया तो वो उसके लिए काफी होगा। जो दुधारू गाय है उनका तो दूध ये तकरीबन 1.5 से 2 गुना करती है। लेकिन जो हमारे गौशालाओं में जो गौवंश होता है, जो बेसिकली बहुत दुधारू या वैसा नहीं होता है, वो सिर्फ निराश्रित गौवंश होता है, तो उनके लिए भी एक अच्छी प्रोटीन डाइट होती है। अब जो आपने कहा कि इसमें स्मेल आती है, इसका टेस्ट भी थोड़ा सा अलग होता है, बिल्कुल आपकी बात सही है। उसके लिए जब इसे उगाया जाता है उस समय ध्यान रखा जाता है कि इसके अंदर जो भी आपने इंग्रेडिएंट डाले हैं, जैसे आपने अगर कोई गोबर का लिक्विड डाला है या अगर इसमें फंगस लग गई है, तो उस केस में ये पक्का बदबू मारेगा। तो हमें उन्हीं चीजों का ध्यान रखना होता है और उसी की ट्रेनिंग दी जाती है। दूसरा, जब आप अजोला को निकालेंगे, निकालने के बाद इसे कभी भी डायरेक्ट नहीं खिलाना है। पहले इसको अच्छे से धोएंगे ताकि हम उसमें से लगभग स्मेल निकल जाए, और उसके बाद में इसे हल्का सा सुखाएंगे। जब इसका पानी पूरा सूख जाएगा, उसके बाद में इसे आप कुट्टी करके और जो भी आप हरा चारा डाल रहे हैं या जो भी मिनरल मिक्सचर डाल रहे हैं उसके साथ 100 ग्राम के आसपास मिक्स करके खिलाइए, ताकि उसके टेस्ट से वो इसको खा लेगी। और एक बार खाना शुरू हो गया तो उसका टेस्ट अपने आप डेवलप हो जाता है। रही बायोगैस की, तो बायोगैस के लिए तो बहुत सारे अवेलेबल हैं। आप अगर मुझे टेक्स्ट भी करेंगे तो मैं भी आपको कोई सजेस्ट करने की कोशिश करूंगा। थैंक यू।
और कोई प्रश्न है? एनी अदर क्वेश्चंस?
मेरा और एक प्रश्न था डॉक्टर सत्य प्रकाश
जी।
जी, मुझे आई वांटेड टू नो इन लाइक in the initial setup, like अगर हमारे पास कम गोवंश है, so is it good for going for a cow gas plant, I mean गोबर गैस प्लांट, और इज बेटर दैट कि मतलब आजकल बहुत सारे मशीन्स वगैरह भी आए हैं जिससे वी कैन प्रोड्यूस एक कुछ लकड़ी टाइप का जो मटेरियल रहता है दे प्रोड्यूस, जिससे हम लोग जलावन के लिए यूज कर सकें। जो टिपिकल कंडे रहते हैं वैसे नहीं रहते, इट्स मोर लाइक ऑफ अ वुड दे क्रिएट। So which is a better choice? Is it good to go for a like gobar gas plant when we have less funding and like less manpower, or is it good to go for that second option?
It depends on what is your need basically. If your need is to convert your cow dung into the valorization and you want to earn something out of it for your गौशाला causes, तो फिर आपको ऐसे प्रोडक्ट पे जाना चाहिए जो बेसिकली मार्केट में इजीली सेल हो जाए और जिसके लिए आपको अच्छी वैल्यू भी मिले। बायोगैस के केस में गोबर गैस प्लांट आपको डालने का मतलब बनता ही नहीं है। पहला तो आपके पास में फीड उतनी नहीं है, और दूसरा इनिशियल कैपेक्स आपको थोड़ा ज्यादा ही लगेगा अगर आप नॉर्मल बायोगैस प्लांट पर भी जाएंगे तो। सेकेंडली, जो बायोगैस आपकी प्रोड्यूस होगी वो कंज्यूम तो हो सकती है, बट इट विल नॉट बी सोल्ड, सो इट विल नॉट बी कन्वर्टेड इनटू द मॉनेटरी वैल्यू, so there is no question to go for it. Second option, should you go for some product? Yes, of course you should go for the product. Even if you have the 5 or 10 cows, you should go for it. And in that case, if you go for the cow logs or some other things, ये प्रोडक्ट ऐसे हैं जहां पर बेसिकली आपको बेचने में दिक्कत आती है। अगर आपके पास में मार्केट अवेलेबल हो वेयर यू कैन दिस काउ लॉग्स कैन बी सॉल्ड, देन यू कैन स्टार्ट द मशीन फॉर इट। बट आप जो भी प्रोडक्ट बनाएं उसमें पहले मार्केट देखिएगा, मशीन पहले मत खरीदिएगा, बिकॉज दिस इज द यूजुअल मिस्टेक एवरी गौशाला इज डूइंग। यूट्यूब देखते हैं, उससे इंस्पायर्ड होते हैं या मिसगाइड होते हैं, और हम पहले मशीन ले लेते हैं। ये गलती हमें नहीं करनी है। हमें पहले प्रोडक्ट मार्केट में देखना है कि क्या ये प्रोडक्ट कोई खरीदने वाला है क्या। अगर कोई प्रोडक्ट खरीदता है तब आप उसकी मशीन लगाइए, वरना दूसरे के लिए वो मशीन कितनी भी लुक्रेटिव अच्छा रिटर्न दे हमें नहीं देगी। That should be the basis of your decision making.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
MI83 ने हाथ उठाया है, कैन यू आस्क योर क्वेश्चन?
Hare Krishna, Braji. Braji, I want to ask that I am basically my hometown is in Haryana. So should we go to other breeds also, or we must work on the breed, the local breed of Haryana, that Haryana Nasal is there, Braji?
If you are talking about cow rearing, अगर आपको गौ पालन के ऊपर बात करनी है तो for many reasons you should go for the local breed only, keeping in the mind कि आपका टारगेट क्या है। If your target is dairy one, then selection of the breed will be in that way. लेकिन अगर आपका टारगेट है बेसिकली कोई गौ आधारित उत्पाद या व्यवसाय शुरू करने का, जिनमें कि बेसिकली काउ वेस्ट की हम बात कर रहे हैं, तो वहां पर आप कोई भी ब्रीड जो आपके पास में आज अवेलेबल है चलेगा, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। ऐसा नहीं कि कोई पर्टिकुलर ब्रीड आपको खरीदने जाना है। हाँ, हम
Yes,
प्रमोट
Braji.
ये करते हैं कि जब आपको नेक्स्ट ब्रीड खरीदने का मौका हो तो आप देसी ब्रीड ही खरीदने की कोशिश कीजिए। लेकिन अगर आज आपके पास में एचएफ भी है तो आप उसी के गोबर से अपने बिजनेस मॉडल स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं, एंड ओवर द पीरियड व्हेन यू नीड टू चेंज द ब्रीड देन यू कैन गो फॉर द लोकल।
Okay, okay, Braji. Yes, thank you, Braji.
I think you can play the video, ma'am. No more questions.
Syam Sundara ji has a question.
Hare Krishna, Doctor. Very inspiring talk. Thank you very much. I'm wondering if there is much research about two very important phenomena that we find very common in Western breeds and in our Western Gaushalas. And one of them is extended lactations, where cows are not automatically reimpregnated, but their lactation is encouraged to continue for as long as possible. For example, in the West, we find that cows on average will give milk for 4 years from one calf. And another phenomena that's very common in our Western Gauchalas is virgin milkers, cows giving milk without even having a calf. In other words, wherever there are dry cows, those cows could be encouraged to stimulate them to give milk without even having a calf. These are also ways that Gaushalas can immediately gain impact financially by increasing their milk yield without increasing their pregnancy rate. Is anyone in India researching this apart from our ISKCON Gaushalas?
I don't think so, because in indigenous research, even the regulations as well, they are not promoting such type of practices. And because in India, we follow the Western research most of the time. The Western research has already developed in the direction of increasing the milk yield, while the indigenous philosophy, right from the beginning till today, it was never depending on the yield or the amount of the milk. It was more about the stress sustainability of a cow in the conditions, and that is the reason indigenous breeds which we are basically having here are not, giving the high yield of it. For that purpose, India during the White Revolution brought these hybrid cows from the Western countries, and which were giving the high lactation. What technology which you're talking about is the dry cows which are being stimulated again to put it in the lactation period is not being practiced here, but we have done something else to increase the value of it. What we are doing is we are doing the artificial this AI Siemens, tech sorted Siemens, but we are executing, we are using them as a surrogate mothers. These dry cows which are coming to our Gaushalas, they are have good body structure and good physique, and they have already given the calves earlier. So what we are doing is we extract the eggs from a good breed at the right time, and we transplant it to these dry cows and try to increase the number of the indigenous right breed cows instead of increasing their milk value, milk amount. So this is basically working good for us. And as a compensation, because the milk yield is not high, as a compensation, we are trying to develop the technologies to use their ruminant bio waste or the solid waste into the valorization segment. Like for example, the cow dung is being used to extract the nanocellulose, lignin, humic acid, fulvic acid, carbon nanoparticle, aviation fuel, sustainable aviation fuel. So the income which we are lacking from the yield of the milk is basically being compensated, or rather, over the period you will see that milk will become our secondary product, and the other from the cow dung will be our primary one. So Indian research is basically moving in that direction rather than increasing the milk yield.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Any other questions? Otherwise, we'll see the video from Pilibhit.
देखो गौशाला बड़ी हुई जितना इधर होता है एक गौशाला को ये देख लो मतलब 10 छोटे बनाने हैं। अब मैन पावर या तो बढ़ाए क्योंकि आपके पास मैन पावर स्टॉक नहीं है फिर आप गौशाला संचालित जो है इनके पास प्रयास नहीं है सरकारी इसको कहीं बेचती है अरे उसका कनेक्शन तो होगा यार बंद करना भी लिखिए, कोई भी घुस गया ना। अच्छा, ये बहुत जाएगा। हाँ, दिल्ली में जा रही है। हाँ, दिल्ली में जा रही है। दिल्ली के साथ में। अच्छा, अरे क्या तुम जल्दी जा रही है। अरे अरे तो रास्ते में कर दिया मोर इधर हफ्ते पर तो उठा रहा है यार। रास्ते में तू आ रहा है हमारा 1970 1972। 17.5 तो अपना नहीं है। हाँ, और देखो मेरे गाँव को गौशाला ठीक चला गया ना, वो अपनी 5 साल 5 साल गौशाला में ठीक चला गया, धीरे धीरे चला गया वो। हाँ, तो आज गए नहीं भैया सिर्फ वो आप लोग। चलो चलो, बढ़िया। यहाँ पे कैसे लियो बहुत ही ज्यादा है। इतना क्या लगाने के बाद कहाँ बैठे भाई। हाँ, कल तो इधर इधर लगा के लेके गया उधर तो भैया बची नहीं होगी, ठोक चाहे क्या सब खत्म करेंगे। हाँ, अच्छा, निकाल देंगे। नेता अंदर से सही है, बाहर से करेंगे। हाँ, लड़ाई तो होना चाहिए। वो बात नहीं, आप बताओ कि पैसा के दिक्कत हो जाए तो कहा रहा नहीं नहीं वो तो वो दिक्कत नहीं। मैं तो पैसा तो इतना लाभ है क्या, ऐसी बात है ना, लेकिन जमा लगाओ चला जाओ तो हमारे हिसाब तो करिए, ये तो दिक्कत है। देखा तो आप अब हम घरे हम 8 तारीख तक जाएंगे, 8 तारीख तक फिर 20 तारीख तक तैयार हो, 18 तैयार तैयार हो, जब हमारे हिसाब से पैसा दे सकते जाएगा भैया नंबर को आए 7,000 रुपये लेके 7 रुपये कैश नहीं सरकारी का है कहीं चले आप तो धूप के हाथ तो आ गया हुआ क्या क्या देख रहे हैं कितनी लागत लगेगी।
Thank you so much, sir. It was really a pleasure learning about so many new things. And first of all, I mean, you address so many problems that a Goshala faces. So thank you so much for addressing all of that. And I wish that, people will get in touch further and ask you whatever solutions they're looking for to make their Goshala sustainable. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for arranging such a program. And with whatever my small knowledge and my experience, whatever I can share with the people, whatever I can be of their own benefit for the Gaushalas, I'll be more than happy to be available for that.
Right.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, sir.